I would like to think that I don't write pieces as showpieces. It's simply that I have an awareness of what performers can do, and I have seen the rather banal way they play stuff which doesn't use their abilities. So I think that I always feel that I'm writing music which is suitable to contemporary technique, and I don't feel that there's a showy element which could be somehow removed and it would leave a more pure form of composition. It's really just a sense of natural gesture, and the two main inspirations for me with virtuosity would be a human one and an animal one. The animal one is the birds, particularly blackbirds and things, where there is very complex and rapid gestures and a filigree of sound, but it comes very naturally and easily and in a self-effacing way, and I quite approve of that. The other one is that my grandfather was we would describe him as an amateur musician, although I think his skills were probably much more in league with a soloist he played the cornet in brass bands for many years, and he played all the famous showpieces, Carnival of Venice and so on, and he was always practicing those very rapid pieces when I was young. From 18 months onwards, I was probably hearing these very regularly, and they lived 2 minutes drive from our house, so I was there half the week. So I was constantly surrounded by the very, very rapid music, and I think that seeped into my brain, and it's sort of become the natural way to think. I don't feel any awareness of being Northern Irish as a composer, in the same way that I don't feel any awareness of being Irish as a composer or British as a composer. I feel actually so disinterested in national identity that it's hard to describe. It's almost an atheism towards nationalism of any kind. However, one's environment is for me an important thing. It's not so much that it's in the County Down, but just simply that my experience of certain places has created a certain, well, you could call it a memory or a state of consciousness. So I have used place names from other parts of the world in pieces as well. I have to find my own solutions for the integration of microtones in instrumental writing. That's very important, I think, and that will take a long time. The other thing is whether or not my music would be suited to writing for instruments and electronics at the same time. I expect to continue writing for both alone instrument pieces and electroacoustic pieces. I have a few ideas for pieces which combine the two, but when I listen to these pieces I'm frequently not convinced, so there's a big challenge there. And the other one which interests me immensely is the concept of a large piece. I don't mean large forces, but I'm referring more to long scale duration. And
longer than 45 minutes.
Longer than 45 minutes. That piece is an experiment in duration, and then there will be I think 45 minutes is a good length for a moment. It's only the length of a soap opera episode after all. You might think that it stems from discovering spectralism, or perhaps from discovering the untempered space available in electroacoustic music. But if I cast my mind back, I think it actually began earlier than that with listening to Middle Eastern music.
Oh yeah.
And that was really the start of it for me. I think around 1996, yes, it was about then. I discovered that one of my favourite musicians in the world is a nun from the Lebanon called Sister Marie Kairouz, and she doesn't sing quarter tones as such, but the scales she uses are completely untempered, and they do use what sound like almost quarter tones or things like that for us. And the music is very expressive and very powerful, and it seems to resonate through the body in a slightly different way. And I became transfixed by the potential of intervals beyond the semitone, and their power. So that was the start, and I think one of my interests in music is its effect on the mind, and what it can do.